the wheels are off again. Found it in the pile of parts. Yeah, so a lot of sharp stuff in there. All right, so why do I have this thing? First off, finding these is very difficult. So I'm gonna take this one, clean it up a little bit, and then I'm gonna gut it. Ugh. I'm gonna have to do a really good job of cleaning this up. Let's get these off first. Now, how do we gut this thing? It's equally easy. Oh, so close. This housing is 19 mil. I'm gonna lose my iced coffee. Spring. Piston. Alright, so if you take a look in there, I don't know if you have to gut anything from this side, but we can try. Let's see how the O-ring looks on this. That looks nasty. I'm gonna see if I have a new O-ring for this. Oh yeah, it's a fresh shipment of junk. Actually, I do have a fresh shipment of junk that we'll get into in a bit. Where the hell did that just go? Did you see that? Yo, I'm not like kidding. That I have no idea where that just went. I'm gonna spray this all out with brake clean. There's just a plug in this. I'm gonna package these up real quick. Alright, I'm just gonna loosen this real quick over here. Alright, so I loosen this. Alright, so the reason why you got these things is because this provides a bit of brake bias to the front rather than the rear brakes. When you do a rear disc conversion, you no longer really need that bias in this. You do need a brake proportioning valve, and I bought an adjustable one. I think I've showed it before. We do have to get to that at some point, but for now we're just removing the proportioning portion of this, and we got to clean all this up. It'd be nice if I can take this off and clean this up separately, but that doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Just to test to make sure that I have one of these. All right, that looks like it works. Cool. Let's do that one. I'm gonna get smart this time. It's a bit too big. Yep, that looks like the right one. These are, I believe, brass. Everything here is brass except for this and the bracket. If anybody's familiar with the smell of old brake fluid, it's not pleasant. It's not quite fishy, but it's like, you know when you open up a can of tennis balls? Oh, the spring came out. I guess there was another spring in there. What was that spring holding in? Let's put this to rest, and we'll see what comes out. The only part I haven't gotten so far is in here, which is difficult because This isn't long enough. It occurs to me that I also welded the holes up for this. So I'm gonna have to re-drill them. I have to figure out a way to clog this hole, because with this being opened up, with the piston not being able to press against this, brake pressure will shoot right out of this. That's yet another thing I have to look into. Is this a... yeah, so this is another... I think that'll work. Alright, so we don't need to clean this one up anymore. We can put a fresh O-ring. These are brass, so they're gonna just not corrode, hopefully. This is just ugly. So I gotta spray this out with brake clean as well as this. And then I'm gonna hose each side of this out. Yep, and then we'll move on to something else. It is really cold out today. I'm gonna have to try to dump this. Alright, it's like 28 degrees out, so it's a little cold. Brake clean on your hands is really not great to have. We're going to move on to something else while that dries up and smells a little bit less bad. Yeah, so the other reason why I wanted to do that distribution block for the brakes is because I want to put the brake lines back in the car, and to do so I'm going to need to have that in place to kind of bolt things onto. All right, so this thing came out really nice. The hammer finish is a little inconsistent in places, but I'm okay with that. The real issue is gonna be when I take all this stuff off. This underneath here is gonna look old and nasty, whereas the rest of this is gonna look all nice and shiny. I'm okay with that as well, because you're not gonna see any of this. Oh, that is so smooth. That grease I put in there is really, really good. Okay, so let's get this, get all this masking off, and we'll take a look at what we have. It's a nice little drippy right here. Perfect. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Again, this is all didn't really clean up that nicely, but I'm kind of okay with that. Like this I might sand and paint later. And this is a little nasty. This stuff is like, it's not exactly wax and grease remover, but it does remove wax and grease. So it's not too bad for cleaning stuff up. See? It's got this nice foaming action. Isobutane, 2-butoxyethanol, and pine oil. That's what I'm selling, the pine oil. This is actually working really well. So again, this is the wiring for the buttons on the steering wheel. Could be the horn, and it could be cruise control. Okay. All right, let's see if I can reinstall that. If I remember correctly, these two went through this hole and came across here like this. Okay, so let's see. One. Really? There we go. Just like that. This plugged in here. Okay. Cool. Like that. Oh, I need to line that up with that. Leave that like that. And as far as I'm concerned, oh, you know what? I actually have something else that I bought a long time ago. So I bought this like 2 years ago. But the thing is, this is the hub that's needed to connect to this. And then it converts it to allow this type. I'm just gonna take this off. And then at least we'll get the horn back. Cool, so screw it, let's try to install it, see what happens. Oh, I don't have the bolt for this, so that's gonna be a problem. I ordered a bolt, but before it gets here, let me see if I have a bolt for this, which I don't think I do, and I think I screwed up these threads a little bit. Yeah, no, that's not the right thread. Okay, good thing is, I don't think I screwed these threads up. Bad thing is, I think I need fine thread. This is a coarse thread, so we might just need to wait for that. I wish it just came with it. You know how cool that would be if it just came with it? I just want to run this down over the first few threads. I don't want to force this on because there's a good chance that I'm doing this wrong and I have the wrong size bolt. So I'm gonna wait till the bolts that I ordered show up. I don't think this is the right one, but I'm gonna leave this in here. Yeah, so let's put this to the side. I have something else to show you. Closing this up for 2 reasons. One, I want to paint this bracket with some rust reformer. And 2, I don't want anything getting in these holes now that I've cleaned them up. In the meantime, I'm also going to try to figure out how to clog this up completely, because I don't think this is necessary. Alright, you know what time it is. Hit it!
It's a fresh shipment of junk, sleazy's garbage.
First, what is in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Okay, fuel level sending unit. This car hasn't had a working fuel gauge in, well, for as long as I owned it. As you know, my car was an automatic that was converted to a manual. And this is the transmission hump. Let's go check this out. I believe it goes here like this. What does that do for us? It gives us a place to properly put the shifter. So just drill some holes, put some rivets in that, and we're good to go. Not quite up to this yet, but we will be doing this. Also wanted to mention I bought some of these somewhat cheap trickle chargers for the Mustangs. I'm really tired of dealing with dead batteries. So this is a Moto Power. I have had the 03 is hooked up to one. It's been hooked up for quite some time. And then I bought this. I was targeting one that had AGM. Although I think this one can do AGM, so who knows. But I'll give these a try. Don't expect me to let you know if I like them or not. They're cheap enough. Alright. Now, I ordered more bolts for this as well. They're not here yet though. But I do have the speed connectors, so that's good. That goes this way. Quick look at how this turned out. Looks nice, right? Not bad. Nice and shiny. I'm not going to put this in yet because I still want to maintain some articulation in the suspension while I work on everything and keep some stuff out of the way. But this is going in the clean parts pile. Okay, now these, I believe, go like this. Okay. And then front bumper bolts come right through. Look how shiny these are. It's nice. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to put this down for a sec. There we go. Alright. Cool. So those bolts come in from this side and then they connect through to here. So quick break for lunch. I'm gonna pop the wheels off and we're gonna get this thing ready for brakes or something. I don't know. We're gonna do brakes at some point soon. Alright, I think I have enough left. So it's a quick paint job. Alright, so why are we doing this again? Taking these off. Keep them clean, number one. Yeah, they got a little dirty. Number two, I want to finish the brakes. Get the brake lines installed, get the rear brakes installed. And finally, so if I need to paint something, I don't have to worry about getting overspray. We'll do that last wheel and figure out what we're doing next. These are the brake lines from Classic 2. This is so this goes across the firewall like this. Goes down to the proportioning valve that we just gutted in this video. And then it comes across the firewall over here where it connects with a coupler that I have to take off of my old set. Not quite ready for that yet. And then there's this, which is the intermediate line. And it comes folded. This is a shipping bend. If you look right here, it says shipping bend. And for this, you want to flatten this out gently. Just do it against something flat, like so. And then once it's like this, you can tweak it by hand. You don't have to go crazy. Okay. So we know this piece has to go up there to that fitting that I wasn't able to get into place. That would look something like this. Both this and the fuel lines passed underneath here. And I came across, and I think they went up that way. There's a little thingy here, which I believe holds this here. Let's go through here. And that leaves me right here where the cross piece can grab it. Okay, I gotta vacuum this. Also, this is from the wire wheel. I'm gonna hit this today, now that I get the wheels out of here. So temporarily, I'm gonna hold this in place with some zip ties. Alright, so this is where one of the clips went. It went here. So that's just temporary to hold that in place. I'm gonna have to get a grommet for here like I did this. Working backwards from here. It looks like we pin this up to here. I will replace all of these with appropriate hardware, I assure you. I just really want to get this all in place just to make sure I have the right routing. So 2 connectors here. If this connects to this, okay, yeah, I was wrong. It goes through this hole here. And I don't have a good way of doing that. So I am going to, I'd like to not cut this and then put a coupler on it, but I'm wondering if I have to. All right, so for now, I'm just gonna run this over this and hook this up temporarily. I think this would go. Yeah, all right. Let me put a thingy in that. It's probably not exactly the route this needs to take. I'm gonna come back and fix all this. I'm probably gonna put a coupler in here, but I need to buy some brake tools. So that's temporary. And now we'll hook this up over here with legit clamps. Pull this out a little bit. This has to go forward a little bit. Connect it there. We'll connect it here. See if there's anything along the way here. I don't think so. All right. Now I have all the clamps and stuff. But stuff has to get bent out of the way. And then I don't have the thing in place for over there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this here, and then I'm gonna fish this line through and put a coupler on this up in here. I don't want this in front of the frame like that. I think this might connect to here. Who knows, but not gonna mess with this anymore today. This is up here like this, that's good. Okay, cool, so this has to be bent. Last thing I'm going to do today is just tape this off the back, hit this with some white spray paint. Yeah, call it a day. All right, the battery died in my camera, but I touched these spots up. I'm going to get back to that at a later date. And I sprayed a little bit of rust reformer in here. Other than that, yeah, I just need to, I have to buy more rust reformer. I'm completely out of rust reformer, so I got to buy some more. I also painted this with the hammer finish, so we'll let this dry. If one of you knows how to route that tube, and if I did it wrong, please, I beg of you, just let me know in the comments before I put the clamps on and make it a little bit more permanent. Appreciate it. All right, just gonna cut this one short. Didn't get a whole lot done today. We are prepping to put those brake lines in. I want to buy a tool to not only cut the brake lines properly, but also to flare them and put a coupler in underneath that frame rail. So yeah, I gotta order some parts. Some paint's gotta dry, and it is freezing cold out today. I don't know why. Yesterday it was like 60, tomorrow it's gonna be 60, but today, the one day I tried to go in the garage, here I am complaining. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. I don't remember how any of this worked. I'm gonna pop the wheels off, and then what the hell am I gonna do then? New fuel. What the hell? Oh shit. Oh my god. In this episode, we're going back in time. Twice.